Alright, this is going to be a video explaining where I'm at so far in the swap and what I've done up to this point. The truck is a 96 Nissan Hardbody. It's getting a small block Chevy V8. So basically everything's all ripped out. Old engine, transmission is gone. I took out all of the heater and AC lines. I'm going to be taking out the power steering lines. The truck's not going to have heat, AC, or power steering. It's just a stereo truck, so I don't really need all that stuff. Plus it'll help clean up the engine bay a little bit. So this garbage will all be gone. I just got done welding in the engine mounts. So I painted them and the paint's drying right now. Took all of the factory wiring and gutted out what I don't need. So it's just going to be basically the essentials that I need to start the engine, run the lights, stuff like that. So I'm sure some of these other wires and stuff I'll be able to get rid of. Also, there's a factory wiring harness that runs over on this side, so I'll be able to get rid of that too and clean all this stuff up. As far as the inside goes, you can see ECU is gone. I kept all the other cabin wiring. This goes to the back for all the taillights and everything like that. So disconnected the fuel pump. Not going to need the fuel pump. I'm switching from a electric fuel pump to a mechanical fuel pump. So here the blower box and heater cores removed. Still have all the wiring that I snipped that I don't need. So I still gotta figure it out what all this stuff does and verify that I don't need it and then get rid of it all. And that stuff will all go back in. So here's the old transmission. The new transmission that I got is a turbo 350 transmission. It's pretty much the same length as this from the bell housing to the mounting point. That's why I got that style. So it should pretty much go right in and bolt right up. Shouldn't have any issues. I was planning on using these heads. These heads came off this engine that I got. Got this engine for 50 bucks. And it definitely looks like a $50 engine. So most of the parts on this that I wanted to use, I'm not going to use because they're pretty much trashed. So tried to clean this one up, pulled all the valves out, decided to go with something else. So that's what it looked like before. Pretty bad. Sitting in a barn for no idea how long. So here's the engine that's going in. Bottom half was all basically rebuilt when I got it. The heads I ended up finding on Craigslist. They have 5,000 miles on them. They're the same heads as the other ones. But they're in a lot better shape. I'm going to use the intake off that one. I was able to clean it up. Get it looking pretty nice. So I'm going to use that. Go with an electric water pump. I'm going to try that out, see how that goes. I wanted to avoid using another pulley in case I want to use another alternator. So then I'll have a little bit more room and I won't have to rely on the pulley to run the water pump also, because it is a stereo truck, so I might run multiple alternators. So in order to get this thing to fit in there, I had to go with the shorty headers. I tried a different style hoping it would work, but they were really wide, and these are still really tight. So I have about 1/8 to maybe a 1/2 inch of clearance all the way around. So in order to get it to fit, I ended up having to cut out the factory engine mounts. And then I have about probably 3/8 of an inch from this, about the same distance from the steering column also, and then over here the other header is about 1/8 of an inch, so it's pretty close. So yeah, that's pretty much where that's at. As far as the drive shaft goes, I'm going to be able to use the factory drive shaft. I'm not going to have to modify the length. So I ended up, this is the factory U-joint. This truck had like 180,000 miles on it, so I got a new U-joint just for good measure. And the front yoke should fit. This goes right in the transmission. And the U-joint is going to be new. So that's all I should have to do. And I measured the distance like I said before. That's why I use this transmission. I won't have to modify the drive shaft length, so that's nice. And then I just picked up a universal GM transmission mount, and that's going to mount right to my transmission cross member from the truck, so I won't have to modify that at all either. I hope. So other than that, I'll keep posting videos of the progress as I get the engine in and running. As far as the stereo goes, it's pretty much untouched for the last few months. I did have 6 in there. It went down to 4. I'm testing that right now. See how that goes. I might end up going back to 6. So that's pretty much where I am. So I'll keep posting videos as I make progress.